Good afternoon, students. So today we are here to discuss JEE Advanced Paper 2, which happened yesterday. Okay, so you must have seen our analysis of JEE Advanced Paper 1, which was uploaded last night. Okay, so today we are going to discuss JEE Advanced Paper 2, and what is the objective of this video? Objective is not only just to giving you the solutions, like you can solve like this, you can solve like that. The objective is like how you could have approached the problem. Okay, and how what are the problems which you would have solved or you would have skipped. Okay, so the students who will write this exam in 2026, for them it will be very useful. Okay, so again, I am not giving here complete solution, I am giving you the analysis, like what is the importance of previous year questions, what is the importance of our materials and all these things that we are going to discuss here. Okay, so let's start. So this is our first question. So they said that x naught be the real number such that e power x naught plus x naught equal to 0. For a given real number alpha, define gx. So they have given one function gx, 3x e power x plus 3x minus alpha e power x minus alpha x divided by 3 e power x plus 1. Okay, now when you see options a, b, c and d, it looks like this is some similar form we have already seen, like this one. Okay, or this one. So if you see that what is given here, this quantity, or if you see this quantity, or if you see third quantity or fourth quantity, so here in all those four options they are asking gx plus e power x naught divided by x minus x naught. So similar type of thing we have studied in first principle of derivative. You know that what is first principle of derivative? I know that first principle of derivative is f dash x, and I will write limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x by h. Okay, now it is written of the same form because e power x naught, they are saying e power x naught plus x naught is 0. So e power x naught plus x naught is 0, that means e power x naught is minus x naught. Okay, so one of the options, if you see, just I am writing here one of the options, so it is like gx minus x naught divided by x minus x naught. So what is this when limit x tends to x naught? So you can see that it is of this form. Okay, and we discussed so many times that rather than asking derivative directly, sometimes they will use first principle of derivative, okay, to ask these type of questions. So in this they use first principle of derivative. Basically they ask derivative of this function, you have to differentiate this function. So if they directly ask differentiate this function, the question would have been very easy, but they have given in this form. So only thing you have to do is you have to identify that this is written nothing but first principle of derivative. So same thing I did here, this is first principle of derivative, so I just applied, I just manipulated gx. So after manipulation of gx I got this, then I differentiated, so I got this at alpha is equal to 3, the value is 0. Okay, so like that you can solve this question. So again, this question is easy because first principle of derivative in 11th class it's there in our syllabus. In 12th class also, from board point of view they are asking question from this. So like it's not very tricky, like by looking at option it seems like how to solve these type of question, it's based on limit, but no, it's not actually based on limit. It's basically using first principle of derivative, whether you have knowledge of first principle of derivative or not. For that they are asking this question. So for me this question should be under easy category. The students who have conceptual clarity, for them this question is easy. Okay, so this question is easy. Okay, next. So next question, if you see, it's about area under the curve. Okay, so they are asking area. So you can see that from the last, like if I not go before 2015 or 14, so like 2016, 2017, 2018, area under the curve is one such chapter where we used to say that this chapter will give you marks definitely in JEE mains as well as in JEE advanced. Okay, so 2024 also one question came. Calculation may be lengthy, but you know no need to think that how to approach the problem. Okay, if you are good in curve sketching, you can easily solve this problem. You have to just identify the area, and then you have to just apply proper limit. Integration will not be difficult here. Integration will be very easy. So this question also, maybe calculation will be lengthy, but you will not have this difficulty that how to approach this problem. Okay, so they are saying that area of the region, they are asking x greater than 0, y greater than 1 by x, 5x minus 4y minus 1 greater than 0, 4x plus 4y minus 17 less than 0. So this is nothing but like linear inequalities. In class 11th we know how to solve these linear inequalities, which region we have to shade. And this is y is greater than 1 by x, and they already said x is greater than 0, so you can cross multiply and you can write xy greater than 1. So I have just drawn in xy greater than 1 because x greater than 0, so I only draw in the first quadrant. So this line will be our 5x minus 4y minus 1 equal to 0, and this will be 4x plus 4y minus 17 equal to 0. Just find the point of intersection. Point of intersection of this line with this xy equal to 1. Point of intersection of this line with x is equal to 1. So this is 1 comma 0, 2, and this is 4. So basically it is 1 to 2. We have to find 1 to 2 area between line and this curve, and 2 to 4 area between line and this curve. So same thing I did, 1 to 2 and then 2 to 4. After that, calculation. So if you are good in calculation, you can easily solve this question. Yes, it may be time consuming calculation, but concept wise no need to think. Easily within 3 minutes time you can finish this problem. Okay, so this question is also come under easy category. Third question, the total number of real solution of the equation. Okay, so they are saying total number of real solution of the equation. So see, they are saying theta is equal to tan inverse of 2 tan theta minus 1 by 2 sine inverse of 6 tan theta by 9 plus tan square theta. Now when we see these kind of things in sine inverse, okay, if we see these kind of things in sine inverse, our mind should go that it is kind of 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta. Okay, so 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta form. How I can make 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta form? So it is very easy, divide by 9. So you will get sine inverse of 2 tan theta by 3. Sorry, it will be 2 by 3 tan theta. 2 by 3 tan theta by 1 plus tan theta by 3 whole square. Now you can see what this become. This become 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta form, which is nothing but tan inverse of, sorry, this will become sine 2 theta, or this will be of sine 2 theta form. So after that you have to just simplify this to find the number of solutions. Okay, so maybe after this calculation will be easy, but calculation will take some time, but basic idea is this one. So if you know that you have to write in this form, after that it is not very difficult to solve these kind of questions. Next question. Yeah, so this question, if you know this manipulation, then like you can easily solve, but after that also some kind of calculation is required. So this comes under our like, medium level question. Okay, that means if you think that calculation is going lengthy, you can just skip after this and you can go to the next question. Okay, yeah, and 2 3 days back I was discussing the material in the class, and there was one question. So when I was discussing that question, after simplifying that question, it was somewhat into this form. I think here, if I remember, it was tan inverse of 2 tan square theta. I think that was the difference, but apart from that it was the exact same question. Okay, so like if you are solving the materials, whatever study materials are given, if you are solving properly, one or two questions you will find here and there which will be similar to whatever you have solved. Okay, so if see, this year there were only 16 questions, and in that if you are finding one or two questions also, okay, whose method you already know. See, so that means basically you have to solve 13 or 14 questions only, because for one or two question method we already know. Okay, next question 4. So question 4, let us denote the locus of point of intersection of the pair of lines. So they have given 4x minus 3y is equal to 12 alpha, 4 alpha x plus 3 alpha y is equal to 12, where alpha varies over the set of non-zero real numbers. Let t be the tangent to s passing through the points p comma 0 and 0 comma q, and they mentioned q is positive here and parallel to the line. So first we have to find the locus. So how to find the locus? Locus means Alpha varies means just eliminate alpha. So how to eliminate alpha? It's very standard. 4x minus 3y is equal to 12 alpha. Alpha common. 4x plus 3y is equal to 12. So 4x minus 3y 12 alpha. 4x plus 3y is equal to 12 by alpha. Just multiply these two. You'll get x square by 16x square minus 9y square is equal to 144. X square by 9 minus y square by 16 is equal to 1. Standard hyperbola. And now they are saying that there is a line which is a tangent to this curve and parallel to this line. So we know y is equal to mx plus or minus root of a square m square minus b square. Apply this thing. So you will get p, you will get q, and then you have to find pq. Okay. So again, this question is not difficult at all. Okay, you have to just eliminate alpha, and by looking at these two equations, you can easily see that I can take alpha common easily from this. After taking alpha common, you can eliminate alpha very easy by just multiplying, and after that, standard hyperbola. Standard hyperbola, equation of tangent in slope form, and just find x-intercept, y-intercept, you will get the answer. Okay, so this question is comes under easy category. You can easily get the marks in this question. Okay, next question 5. So question 5 is based on matrices. Okay, so they have given one identity matrix I and P2003 and Q XYZ for some non-zero real numbers XYZ for which there is a 2 by 2 matrix R with all entries being non-zero. So see, this you have to mark that this is non-zero real numbers, non-zero real numbers. Okay, and they are saying QR is equal to RP. No information is given, so just take one matrix R. So I took one matrix R A B C D, and I just applied whatever they have given. QR is equal to RP. So I just applied QR is equal to RP matrix multiplication. So after applying matrix multiplication, I got these things, that Z is minus 2C by A and Z is minus D by B. Here this equation and this equation. Simplify this equation, so you will get x is equal to 1, you will get yz is equal to minus 2. Okay, after that we got x and we got yz. So see, no need to find y and z separately. I am not finding y and z separately because in question, if you see option, they are asking determinant of q minus 2i, determinant of q minus 6i. Okay, so when I do q minus 2i, I know that this 2i is an identity matrix. So if it will change q, it will change q only diagonal only. Okay, and we know already the diagonal entries 1 and 4. Okay, and yz, because we got the value of yz is minus 2. So after that, just this is q minus 2i I found. Next, q minus 6i I found, and so on. So determinant of q minus 2i was 0, determinant of q minus 6i was 12, and yz was 2. Okay, so this question, like generally I will consider this as a medium category because very less information is given. Okay, less information in the sense they have just given one matrix R, QR is equal to RP. So sometimes in exam hall it may be possible that by looking at the question you will not get idea, or after multiplying you are not able to see like how to manipulate these four equations and how to find all the values x, y, z and to determine q. Okay, but as such this question is not to find q completely. As you can see, y z is equal to minus 2, that was sufficient. Okay, so this question is under medium category. Okay, sixth question. Yeah. Sixth question, as denote the locus of the midpoint of those chords of the parabola such that area of the region enclosed between the parabola and the chord is 4 by 3. So you can see like whatever questions we have discussed till now, like from first one, single concept, derivative. Second question, single concept, area under the curve. Third question, single concept, inverse trigonometry. Fourth question, single concept. Fifth question also single concept matrices. Now in this they have clubbed two concepts. One is what they clubbed, area under the curve, and second thing is conic section. Okay, so this question is obviously very good question because they checked your knowledge of more than one concept. Okay, so as denote the locus of midpoint of the chord of the parabola y square is equal to x such that area of the region enclosed between parabola and the chord is 4 by 3. So if you see that this is the parabola and suppose this is the chord. Okay, and they are asking, like they are saying that this area is 4 by 3. Okay, so we know that parabola line horizontal strip will be useful here. So suppose this is, I am taking in terms of a at1 square comma 2at1. This will be at2 square comma 2at2. Okay, so chord with the given midpoint, we know what is chord with the given midpoint. T is equal to s1. Okay, T is equal to s1 when you apply. So in place of y square, y1 minus x plus x1 by 2 is equal to y1 square minus x1. So in place of x and y1, assume that midpoint is h comma k. So yk minus x plus h by 2 is equal to k square minus h. So it will be 2yk minus x minus h is equal to 2k square minus 2h. So it will be like, what we'll get? We'll get x minus 2ky plus 2k square minus h equal to 0. Okay. And parabola they have given y is equal to x square. Sorry, y square is equal to x. So we'll get 2at1 to 2at2. Or a we know a is 1 by 4. Okay. So 2at1 means t1 by 2 to t2 by 2 line x minus 2ky plus 2k square minus h minus parabola. Parabola is y square is equal to x, so minus y square dy. This is 4 by 3. Okay, now you have to simplify this and then you have to find the locus. So how will simplify this? So first you have to, sorry, here x will not come, only 2ky plus h minus 2k square. 2ky plus h minus 2k square. Okay. Now you have to integrate this. You have to eliminate t1 and t2. So how to eliminate t1 and t2? So we know that 2at1 plus 2at2 by 2, 2at1 plus 2at2 by 2 is equal to midpoint which is k, and then at1 square plus at2 square by 2 is equal to h. So when you solve this, you will get the equation in terms of, or expression in terms of t1 and t2. So using these two, you have to find t1 t2 in terms of h and k, or better t1 plus t2 or t1 minus t2 in terms of h and k, and then you have to substitute here to find the locus. Okay, so after doing all these things, here you have to like find the relation between t1 t2 h and k. So after that the calculation will be very lengthy. So suppose if this question you are writing in exam, so okay, I know t is equal to s1, I'll apply all these things and then I'll apply the concept of this. Now after that, if you see, this question is going very lengthy. Because why it's going very lengthy? So this question does not end here. The question says that R denote the region lying in the first quadrant enclosed by the parabola and the curve S. So whatever curve you are getting after solving this, again you have to find the area of that curve with parabola. So you can say that this question is very lengthy. Easily it will take, like in exam hall pressure, if I all consider all these things, easily it will take 6 to 7 minutes. Minimum I am saying 6 to 7 minutes it will take, given you didn't make any calculation mistake. Okay, so this question is difficult, and this question was one such question where after giving 1 or 2 minutes you can skip this question. Okay, because see, our objective is not in exam to solve all the questions. 16 out of 16 questions, it's not possible. Okay, especially if questions are difficult like this and lengthy like this. Okay, so this is one such question which was difficult, and this question can be easily skipped in the examination. Suppose if other two subjects are easy and you have enough time to come back and solve maths again, then you could have tried this question. Okay, but as such, sixth question, it was till now whatever questions we have discussed, it is the most difficult question. Next, so again question from conic section. So there are 2 points P and Q and two distinct points on the ellipse x square by 9 plus y square by 4 is equal to 1. Again standard ellipse they have given, x square by 9 plus y square by 4 equal to 1. So this is the ellipse, x square by 9 plus y square by 4 equal to 1. y1 greater than 0, y2 greater than 0. Okay, C denote the circle x square plus y square is equal to 9. So you know that this circle we called what? This circle is auxiliary circle. So auxiliary circle will be like this. So this is the auxiliary circle. Now M be the point 3 comma 0. So which point is 3 comma 0? This will be 3 comma 0. Now they are saying that line x is equal to x1 intersect circle at R. So there is a line, suppose this is the line x equal to x1 intersect circle at R, and the line x is equal to x2 intersect the circle at S. Okay, so you can see that this P is x1 comma y1, Q is x2 comma y2. So this is line. This line is nothing but ordinate through P. So this will be P and this will be Q. Now what they are saying, angle ROM is pi by 6. Angle ROM, and what is O they have given? They given O is the origin. So angle ROM is pi by 6. Correct, and angle SOM is pi by 3. Okay, so I think we have to change this, like it should be, one second, here it should be R and here it should be S. Okay, so here it should be P and here it should be Q. Okay, so angle ROM is 60 degree, angle SOM is 30 degree. Sorry, 30 degree and 60 degree. So angle ROM, this angle they have given, what they have given, 30 degree, and angle SOM they have given, angle SOM they have given 60 degree. So basically what they have given, they have given slope of the line OR and OS, because this OM is nothing but x-axis. So this is the, if you join these two, this line is OR. So this angle they have given means slope of OR they have given, and this angle also they have given means slope of OS they have given. So you can easily write R and S is lying on auxiliary circle. And what is the parametric form of a circle whose center is 0 comma 0? It is a cos theta comma a sin theta. So R is 3 cos theta comma 3 sin theta. And what will be S? And what is theta here? Theta is pi by 6. So R cos pi by 6 comma R sin pi by 6. And what is S? S will be 3 cos pi by 3 comma 3 sin pi by 3. So we got R and S. Now what they are saying? Okay, and they are saying that this denotes the length of the line segment xy. Okay, then they are asking equation of PQ. So see, I got R, so I got P also, because P is nothing but the parametric form. So that will be A cos pi by 6 comma B sin pi by 6. That will be your P. And what will be Q? A cos pi by 3 comma B sin pi by 3. Now you know both the points, equation of the line in 2-point form. So you will get the answer. And n2 is x2 comma 0. So see, this will be what? This will be x1. This will be x2. So you got these 2 points, and after that they are just asking the distance. Okay. So much information is given in this question. You have to recollect, you have to collect all the information properly, and then you have to just apply the information in according to the question. So this question is also, like, can say it's a medium level question. Medium level in the sense it may be possible that you'll make some kind of calculation mistake, or by reading these many information you may find it difficult how to approve. Okay. But this question was doable, because in coding section we generally discuss more tougher questions than this. So this was very straightforward question. Okay. Okay, so this here I have given that how to find the line PQ. Okay, so next. So R denotes the set of real numbers, and they have given one function fx is equal to 6x plus sin x by 2x plus sin x, when x is not equal to 0, and 7 by 3 when x is equal to 0. Okay. So first they are asking the point x is equal to 0 is a point of local maxima, local minimum. So basically local maxima, local minimum means it is the concept from application of derivative, and it's up to you whether you are using first principle or second principle, but sorry, first derivative, first order derivative or second order derivative test, it's up to you. Okay. So how to solve this? So first they are saying about x is equal to 0. What will happen? X is equal to 0, maximum or minimum. So first I'll differentiate this. So I differentiated this function. After differentiation, what I did, like 4 sin x minus 4x cos x equal to 0. So I can take, what I can take common? 4 cos x I can take common, and I'll get 10x minus x. Okay. Now, as such, you cannot solve. Like if you want to solve this algebraically, okay, one you will get cos x is equal to 0 or 10x minus x equal to 0. 10x minus x is equal to 0. Graphically, you can solve how many solutions will be there, but as such points you cannot find. Okay, so 4 cos x, 10x minus x. So now you have to see x is equal to 0 is a point of local maxima. So we know that cos x is positive always, just right hand and left hand side of the 0, cos x is positive. And what about 10x minus x? So you see the graph of 10x. How is the graph of 10x? Only in the pi by 0 to pi by 2 and minus pi by 2 to 0 and 1. So graph is like this, and then graph is x. So graph of y is equal to x is like this. So just after 0, 10x is more than x. So that means this quantity is what? This quantity is positive. This quantity is positive. Okay, and before that 10x minus x will be negative. So that means after 0 this quantity is positive, and before 0 this quantity is negative, because cos x is already positive. So it's changing from negative to positive. Negative to positive means if derivative is changing from negative to positive sign, then it has to be minimum. So x is equal to 0 is the point of local minimum. Okay, number of points of local maxima of f in the interval pi to 6 pi. So now you have to draw the graph from pi to 6 pi for 10x. Okay, and for x, and simultaneously you have to check for cos x. So this is pi to 3 pi by 2 graph of 10x. This is pi to 3 pi by 2 graph of 10x, and then this is 3 pi by 2, next 5 pi by 2, next 7 pi by 2, 9 pi by 2, and so on, and you have to draw the graph. Okay, so graph will be like this. Okay. Now y is equal to x line will be like this. Okay, see after that also it will come, but I'll just give you the basic idea. Okay, so that means here 10x minus x 0, here 10x minus x 0, here 10x minus x 0, here 10x minus x 0. So if I consider this point, after this point 10x is more than x, so it is 4 cos x. 10x minus x was our derivative. So, and this is, we are in which quadrant? We are in third quadrant, pi to 3 pi by 2. In pi to 3 pi by 2 cos x is always negative. So just after this point 10x minus x is positive. So 10x minus x positive means it will be negative, and before this point 10x minus x is negative. So negative into negative, positive. So dy by dx is changing sign from negative to positive. So you can see what will be this point, maximum or minimum. So like that for each and every point you have to check, and you have to just mark like how many local maxima and how many local minima you have. Okay. Now if you have seen, like if you have solved this question during exam, and if you have solved JEE Advanced archive properly, so this thing I remember in I think JEE Advanced 2019. Yeah, JEE Advanced 2019 or 2018. Like, in one of the year they ask questions similar to this. That means after differentiation you are getting exactly same thing, but instead of 10x minus x, there it was 10 pi by 2x minus pi by 2x. Something like that was given. In that case also we are finding maximum minima using graph model. You can go and you can check 2018 to or 2019 paper. Okay, in one of the paper, if I believe it was 2019, one question was like that only, that how many local maxima, how many local minima, but instead of 10x minus x it was something else. That means in place of x some linear function of x was there in terms of 2. Okay, so you can see the importance of JEE Advanced. Like we know how to find local maxima, local minima, so that we did differentiation, but after that Generally, when we equate differentiation equal to 0, when we do, we get some points. But here you are not getting the point. Here with the help of graph. And if you have solved JEE Advanced 2018 problems, then or 2019 problem, then for you during exam you can easily recall, yes, this type of model I have already studied. This type of model can be solved using the graph, and after that you can easily solve this one. Okay. So because similar thing was asked in JEE Advanced already, so this is under medium category. If it was not asked, I would have kept in the difficult category. So if you are writing JEE Advanced, it is very important that you solve previous year questions. Each and every questions concept wise it should be crystal clear. If it is crystal clear, you can see that in this paper itself we have seen this question which was similar to our JEE Advanced paper 2019. Okay, so this question like tells you the importance of solving previous year questions. Okay, JEE Advanced previous year questions. Okay, so it's not like that you are just randomly you are solving anything. Someone is saying solve this book, someone is saying solve that book, and at the cost of not solving mains or advanced questions you are solving some other books. Don't do that. Okay, advanced and mains archive is very important. Previous year questions are very important. Okay, this is very must for you to do previous year questions. Okay, so let's go to next. uh, See, differential equation. Now if you have solved past 4 to 5 years, I'll say past 4 to 5 years because I remember in JEE Advanced 2016 they asked one question from the differential equation which was difficult question. Okay, but after that if I remember 2022 or 2021 also, from differential equation question was good. So 2022 they asked very easy question from differential equation. Okay, in 2021 also question was easy, but they framed in such a way that by looking at the option you will get confused. But if you solve last 4 to 5 years advanced archive questions, previous year questions, this chapter you'll feel that this will give you the marks in your advance. Okay, no matter how many questions will come, this chapter will give you, definitely it will give you the marks. Okay, depending on it's coming in single correct or multiple correct or numericals or matrix match, wherever it is coming, this chapter will give you the marks. Okay, so differential equation should be one such chapter where you should be perfect. Okay, because if they will ask question it will not be very difficult. See, 2022 paper was very difficult, but they asked, I think, two differential equation question they asked, and those two questions were relatively easy. Okay, it was not difficult. In two or one question they asked, it was very easy. So same thing here, they are saying that solution of differential equation. Now this question, I'll feel this question is a NCRT level question. It's the NCRT level question because in this question what you have to do, first I will make coefficient of dy by dx as 1. So if you make coefficient of dy by dx is 1, you have to divide by x square. So after dividing by x square, I'll get this dy by dx plus y by x is equal to 1 plus y square by x square. Now if you have prepared for your board exams also, then also you must have solved these type of questions. This is your homogeneous differential equation, and there is a fixed method to solve homogeneous differential equation. Y is equal to vx. So just substitute y is equal to vx and after that proceed. And after substituting y is equal to vx, it is coming very good form. Good form in the sense no need to do very tough integration dv by v minus 1 square and so on. And you just simplify this, so you will get the answer. I just calculated the final answer. Okay, so this question is easy. This question is very easy. Okay, it's a, in fact it's a board level question. Okay. Okay, next is this question is our binomial theorem question. Okay, so what they are saying, a naught a1 up to a23 be real numbers such that 1 plus 2 by 5x power 23 is equal to I is equal to 0 to 23 aix. So basically they are saying that when you will expand the this expression, you will get this thing, a naught plus a1x, you will get like this, a naught plus a1x plus a2x square and so on. Okay, now they are saying that for every real number x, a r be the largest among the numbers. Now again, importance of previous year questions. Okay, now you must have if you have solved last 6 to 7 years questions of JEE Advanced Archive, you will not find this question. Okay, or question similar to this. Okay, but in 2000 once, like I think 1990s or 2000, when IIT Roorkee used to conduct the separate exam, there they ask one question, numerically greatest term. Okay, in binomial theorem, you must have studied the concept numerically greatest term. So this question is similar to this, that you have to find numerically greatest term and what's the funda, what's the concept. So if TR plus 1 is numerically greatest term, so TR plus 1 by TR should be, or TR plus 1 by TR plus 2 you can write, that should be what, greater than 1. Okay, so just apply this general term, just write that general term and then find the R. You will get some range of R, so that value of R will give you the answer. Okay. So yes, this question, if you didn't solve the subjective advanced archive, you may find it difficult. But if you have revised the class note, because this numerically greatest term is almost everywhere, whatever material you will see, you will find numerically greatest term. What's the approach? One is like just giving the direct formula. Direct formula will not work here. Okay, one is what is the approach, how we are deriving at those results, that r is less than equal to n plus 1x divided by 1 plus mod x, how we are arriving that. So this is the derivation. So using this derivation you can solve this question. Okay, so this is again medium level question. Okay, next, probability. Okay, next question is based on probability. Now, a factory has a total of 3 manufacturing units. So by reading the first line itself, those who prepared sincerely, it automatically comes into mind that okay, this is the question from total probability theorem or Bayes theorem. Okay, because this factory is there and there are 3 manufacturing units, all these things we have seen so many times in JEE Advanced. Okay, last time if I remember 2016, once they asked question from Bayes theorem. Okay, so Bayes theorem, actually they ask in 2022 from conditional probability also, but Bayes theorem in the sense like exactly there is a factory. In 2016 it was computer producing factory. Okay, so after that they ask Bayes questions related to Bayes theorem. It is here they have just given a factory has a total of 3 manufacturing units. After that they have given M1, M2, M3 which produce bulb independent of each other. Unit M1, M2, M3 produce bulb in the proportions 2 is to 2 is to 1. So using that you can find the probability. Like what's the probability? 2 by 5, 2 by 5 and 1 by 5. It is known that 20% of the bulb produced in the factory are defective. Now, if you have solved Bayes questions related to Bayes theorem, one important thing in Bayes theorem related question is you have to identify what is given, what are the events. Okay, if you can identify these things, the question solving will be very easy. We'll see whether you have to apply Bayes theorem here or not, or reverse probability theorem. Okay, it is also known that of all the produced bulb produced by M1, 15% are defective. Suppose that if a randomly chosen bulb produced in the factory is found to be defective, the probability that it was produced by M2 is 2 by 5. So just these they have given in language form, okay, but you write in symbol form, it will be very easy. So first is PM1, PM2, PM3 that I have written. After that they are saying 20% of bulbs are defective. So I suppose D is defective bulb. So probability that bulbs are defective 20 by 100. Now next what information they give? It is known that of all the bulb produced by M1, 15% are defective. Okay, it is also known that of all the bulb produced by M1, 15% are defective. So it is given that bulbs are produced by M1. What's the probability that it is defective? So I wrote 15 by 100. Next, they are saying if a randomly chosen bulb is produced in the factory is found to be defective, the probability that it was produced by M2 is 2 by 5. So that means now they have given M2 given D. What's the meaning of this? If bulb is defective, what is the probability that it is produced by M2 is 2 by 5. So here conditional probability formula I will apply. So once you apply conditional probability formula, you will get P of M2 by M2 given D. Now what they are asking, if a bulb is chosen randomly from the bulb produced by M3, what is the probability that that is a defect? So that means what you have to find? We have to find it is given that you are taking bulb from produced by M3. So basically they are asking P of D given M3. So it's a question related to total probability theorem, which you must have studied, that probability of defective bulb. So probability of M1 into probability of D given M1 plus probability of M2 and so on into probability of D given M2 plus. Okay. So when you simplify this, you will get the answer 0.3. Okay. So again, it's easy question. Easy question. If you have solved, I am saying if you have solved NCRT also for base theorem, forget about JEE Advanced Archive. If you solved NCRT also, you will not face difficulty in solving this question. Okay. So this is easy question. Okay. Next, consider the vectors. So this is question from vectors. Consider the vectors. X vector is equal to I cap plus 2j cap plus 3k cap. Y vector is 2i cap plus 3j cap plus k cap. Z vector is 3i cap plus j cap plus 2. For distinct positive real numbers alpha and beta define. So they have given three vectors. Okay. If the vectors x, y, z lie in a plane, then the value of alpha plus beta minus 3. Now x, y and z lie in a plane, so that means x, y, z are coplanar vectors. Okay. And one of the methods to check whether vector is coplanar or not, it is scalar triple product. If a scalar product of three vectors is a 0, that means three vectors are coplanar. So here it may be possible that you will find, first you will substitute x vector, y vector, z vector, and you will find capital X, then you will find capital Y, and then you will find capital Z, because you must have studied this thing, that vector scalar triple product, what is the formula. If there are three vectors, suppose for this I have to find scalar triple product, you will find very easily 1 2 3 2 3 1 3 1 2. Okay. But here there is no issue, because here base vectors are I cap, j cap, k cap. If base vectors are not I cap, j cap, k cap, for example x vector, y vector and z vector, so if base vector is not I cap, j cap, k cap, in that case how to write scalar triple product? In that case you have to write scalar triple product like this: alpha beta minus 1. Okay, then what I will write? I will write minus 1 alpha beta, and then I will write beta minus 1 and alpha into scalar triple product of the base vector, which is x vector, y vector, z vector. This should be z. Now in this case, when base vectors are I cap, j cap, k cap, this thing we are not writing, because there is a property of scalar triple product is I cap, j cap, k cap is 1. So that we are not writing. Okay. But if base vectors are not I cap, j cap, k cap, what is the meaning of base vectors? The vector which you are representing in the form of other vector, like x vector I am representing in the form of I cap, j cap, k cap. Here capital X vector I am representing in the form of small x, small y, small z. So for capital X, capital Y and capital Z, small x, small y and small z will be your base vectors. Okay. So using this concept you have to apply. So this quantity equal to 0, so basically this should be 0. So when you solve this, you will get this thing. Okay. Now this is what they have written. They have written a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to 3abc. It is possible when all three are equal, but they mentioned in the question that two distinct their rings, distinct positive real numbers. So that means alpha cannot be equal to beta. So the only possibility is alpha plus beta minus 1 equal to 0. So I'll get alpha plus beta is equal to 1. And with this, what will be alpha plus beta minus 3? That will be minus 2. Okay. So yeah, this is question which is, I'll consider it as medium difficulty, because if you don't know that if base vectors are not I cap, j cap, k cap, how to write scalar triple product? In that case, you have to first find capital X, capital Y, capital Z in terms of I, j, k, and then you have to simplify, which will consume lot of time. Okay, so that's why this question is medium. Okay. For a non-zero complex number z, argument of z denote the principal argument of z. Okay, with argument of z, that is principal argument of z, is lying between minus pi and pi. That is definition of amplitude. Let omega be the cube root of unity with 0 to pi. So with cube root of unity means they already gave which you have to take. Like generally, I can say anything as omega square. But here you have to take only the complex number whose argument is between 0 to pi. So that means e power iota 2 pi by 3 I should take. Okay. Then they are asking find argument of this. Okay, minus omega power n. So when you see that this is written nothing but gp minus omega plus omega square minus omega cube and so on minus omega power 20. Simplify this, apply gp formula. So after that you will get this. Now this is 1 because omega power 2025. This is divisible by 3. So this is 1. So it is basically 2 omega minus omega minus 1. Minus omega minus 1 is what? Omega square. Because I know that 1 plus omega square is 0. So minus omega minus 1 is what? Omega square. So basically they are asking the argument of 2 by omega. After that you can easily solve because omega you know what is omega, e power iota 2 pi. Okay, that is also like GP concept they are asking, but again it's just a sum of GP. Okay, so this question is medium. Okay. Next 14th question. 14th question, R denote the set of real numbers. F is from R to R and G is from 0 to R. Function defined by this. Fx they have given, Gx they have given. And they are saying there is a composite function f of G inverse, which is f of G inverse of x. G inverse is the inverse of G. Then the value of derivative of composite function f of G inverse at x is equal to 2. You can see that in this paper, this is the second question which they are asking from differentiation directly. One was the first question where they have given first principle of derivative in the option. If you know that is written first principle of derivative, so basically you have to differentiate gx. And this is the second question which they are asking from differentiation. And here they are asking differentiation of composite function. So basically they are asking the question from chain rule, how to apply chain rule. And second function is the inverse function. So they are asking that you should apply chain rule, and after that you should know how to find differentiation of inverse of function. Okay, so first chain rule is very easy. If I have to differentiate this, how I will differentiate? F dash of G inverse x into G inverse x derivative. Okay, they are asking f of G inverse at x is equal to 2. So substitute x is equal to 2. So f dash G inverse 2 into G inverse here. Okay. Now, what's the meaning of this? It's not like I am doing the differentiation of constant function. First, you have to differentiate, then substitute 2. What is G inverse 2? So, see, whenever they are asked question differentiation of inverse of a function, okay, they will give these values in such a way that very easily you can identify what will be G inverse 2. So, G inverse 2 means you have to find x such that Gx is 2. So, I know that when x is 0, image is 2. So that means what will be G inverse of 2? 0. So this will become what? 0. So they are saying f dash is 0. And then you have to find differentiation of G inverse x. So for differentiation of G inverse x, you have to use this concept that G inverse of Gx is equal to x. This is the property of inverse of function. F of G of x is equal to G of f of x is equal to x. So G inverse of Gx is equal to x. Differentiate G inverse of Gx dash is equal into g dash x is equal to a normal differentiation. Now they are asking g inverse 2, g inverse 2 derivative. So in place of x I replace 2. So this quantity should be 2, gx should be 2. So when gx is 2, gx is 2 when x is 0. So in place of x I substituted 0. So this quantity becomes 2. So 1 by g dash 0 I found. I'll substitute here. F dash 0 by 2 I have to find. So f dash 0 is normal logarithmic function. You can differentiate and you'll get the answer. Okay. So easy question from differentiation. I think most of the students have this kind of complaint that why question is not coming from differentiation. because differentiation is one such topic where a student will feel very comfortable compared to integration. So you see in one paper itself they ask two questions which is related to differentiation. Okay, so this is medium level question. Because of the calculation, like this calculation and all, concept wise it is easy, but according to calculation. Next 15th question. 15th question is from trigonometry. Okay, so they are asking like 1 by sine 60, sine 61, sine 1 by sine 62, sine 63, 1 by sine 118, sine 119 degrees. Now, like if someone has solved JEE Advanced Archive properly, again I am repeating this thing. If someone has solved JEE Advanced Archive properly, JEE Advanced Archive means previous year question. One question, after seeing this question, one question immediately strike that was asked in JEE Advanced 2016. Okay, in that question was cosecant some angle into cosecant some angle summation they have given. Okay, you can see that this is same, this following same pattern. 1 by sine, 1 by sine is basically it's a cosecant, cosecant 60, cosecant 61, cosecant 62, cosecant 63. So their method is that multiply by sine of difference of angle. In 2016 they asked, in 2019 in inverse trigonometry they asked, where they asked secant inverse. Inside secant inverse they have given one series. That series was secant of some angle into secant of some another angle. That means 1 by cos into 1 by cos. There also difference of the two angles were same. Here also difference was same. So in 2016 they asked, in 2019 they asked. Okay, so by looking at the question immediately should strike that yes, I have to multiply by sine 1 degree. So same thing I did, I multiplied by sine 1 degree. Now sine 1 degree I can write, so sine 1 degree will be here, sine 1 degree will be here, sine 1 degree will be here. So sine 1 degree if you multiply it will be like, first sine 1 degree I can write sine 61 degree minus 60 degree. Second sine 1 degree I can write sine 63 degree minus 62 degree and so on. Okay, so when you simplify you'll get cot 60 degree minus cot 61 degree. I'll just show you how I am getting this. So sine 61 degree minus 60 degree is what? Sine 61 degree cos 60 degree minus cos 61 degree sine 60 degree divided by sine 61 degree sine 60 degree sine 61 degree sine 60 degree. So here sine 61 degree cancelled, so I'll get cot 61 degree, and this is, sorry, cot 60 degree minus cot 61 degree. So that's why first term I wrote cot 60 minus cot 61. Similarly second cot 62 minus cot 63, cot 64 minus cot 65 and so on, cot 118 minus cot 119. Now cot 119 degree I can write cot 180 minus 61, and cot 180 minus theta is minus cot theta, minus sign is already there, so plus cot 61, plus cot 61 minus cot 61 cancel, plus cot 118 degree plus cot 62 degree will be cancelled. All terms will be cancelled. Cot 90 will be left and cot 60 will be left. Cot 90 is 0, cot 60 degree is 1 by root. Now what they are asking, cosecant 1 degree by alpha. 1 by sine is 1 is cosecant 1. So alpha is equal to root 3 cosecant 1 degree I will get. So what will you get? Cosecant 1 degree by alpha whole square is 3 we will. Cot 60 degrees 1 by root 3. So 3 really. Okay. So again, see this question also reflects the importance of solving previous year questions. As I already told you, 2016 they asked, 2019 they asked sine into sine series given in terms of sine into sine. Used to say that multiply the difference of the angle in the numerator and denominator, and then you write apply sine a minus b formula. Okay. So this is, I wanted to write in easy category, but that means if you have solved advanced archive properly, you will not face, you should not face any difficulty in solving this question. Okay. Next, 16th question. So in 16th question, they are asking that, they are asking basically integration. Alpha is 1 by 2 to tan inverse 2x square minus 3x plus 2. So like this question is based on the concept that, what is the concept behind it? Always remember, that whenever limits are in reciprocal, always x is equal to 1 by t will work as a substitution. Okay, so here 1 by 2 to 2 limits are in reciprocal. So first step will be, in place of x, I will replace 1 by t. After that, I will see how this question will proceed. So same thing I did, x is equal to 1 by t, dx is equal to minus 1 by t square. After simplification, what I did here, it is tan inverse 1 by t. So I am just changing the variable, because integration will not change by changing the variable. So it will be tan inverse 1 by t is cot inverse x. Ideally it is cot inverse t, but I am changing variable separately. So tan inverse 1 by t is cot inverse t, so that I am writing cot inverse x, and that will be 2x square minus 3x plus 2. Now just add these two, because tan inverse x plus cot inverse x I know pi by 2. And see, tan inverse 1 by 2 I am writing cot inverse because values are positive, 1 by 2 to 2. Then only you can write this. Okay, otherwise cot inverse x is pi plus tan inverse 1 by x if values are negative. Okay, inside cot inverse. Add these two. So when you add, you will get 2 alpha. Tan inverse plus cot inverse is pi by 2. So 2 alpha is equal to pi by 2 outside. 2t square minus 3t plus 2, or 2x square minus 3x plus 2. It's up to you. After that, this will become easy 1 by quadratic form. 1 by quadratic form, what is the method? Method is completing the square method. Same thing I did, I applied completing the square method. Okay, so I have to, I think there should not be an issue in completing the square method. Tan inverse form will come. So you can see that answer they are also asking in terms of tan inverse. After that, just substitute the limit and you will get the answer. So with this question, because of calculation, it is medium. Or if you don't know, like you have to substitute x as 1 by t, then rather I'll write it as difficult category, because you should know it is, you have to replace x as 1 by x and then you have to proceed. Okay, so with this question what we learned, that if limits are in reciprocal, then we have to substitute x as 1 by x and then we have to proceed. Most of the time that substitution will work. Okay, so this year only 16 questions per subject. So now we'll see how many questions could have been solved, those who wrote yesterday. First question, I feel it was doable. Okay, so first question, I'll just mark easy question. Second question, okay, leave this question. This question, third question, okay, leave this question. Leave this question. This question 4. This question 5. This question also was solvable effectively. Okay, this question, because differentiation 6. This question, if you have solved JEE Advanced Archive, but leave that. Suppose you didn't solve JEE Advanced Archive. So 6 questions. Now, what was the marking scheme? I think for single caret it was plus 3. So you could have get plus 3 here, 3 here, 6, 3 here, 9, 4 here, 13, 4 here, 17, and 4 here, 21. Out of 60, 21 marks were, like, if you would have given 30 to 35 minutes, these questions you can solve very easily, and these questions will give you 21 marks. Okay, and other questions also, these are the questions where, what I'm saying, if you didn't do JEE Advanced Archive, if you didn't do JEE Mains Archive, okay, or like you didn't do enough practice, that means you are in the touch of the concept but enough practice was not there, but still these were the questions such that you could have easily solved. And if you have solved JEE Advanced Archive, then this question, then add plus 4 more, and this question add plus 4. So how many? 29. So out of 60, 29 marks. That means close to 50%. Okay, close to 50% means like basically you are under 2000 category according to the paper. You are under 2000. 2000 means you will get the top 6 IITs, whatever branch. Like I'm not saying IIT Bombay Computer Science and all, but yeah, a decent branch in decent college. Okay, so important thing is whatever is taught, you have to revise it properly. Previous year questions you have to solve properly. Each and every question concept should be clear of previous year questions. Okay, and don't go for any unnecessary sources. If you don't know what to do, you just solve previous year questions again and again. Okay, that will give you better understanding. Okay, so that's all in this session. Thank you very much.